Hello guys, welcome back to another video with Juan Moraza. It's been a while since I uploaded a video, and the main reason why I started recording again is because I was watching some of my previous videos, my old videos, and wait a second, let me check if it's recording. Yeah, I was checking some of my old videos, and I enjoy looking back at those moments, the goals that I had, the things that I was doing, and I don't want to stop that. So I'll continue making videos, but also I'll try to make them interesting and productive, hopefully valuable for some. So as the title says, I'm gonna be talking about some of the challenges I'm facing as a fresh CEO in a software company. I know it sounds fancy, but technically I think that's what I am. But I'm far from what I'm shooting for. And yeah, I started this company a couple of months ago. Well, I don't remember exactly when I started the company, but it was this year, 2024. I want to say it was between February and April, so we're in July. Probably more than 3 months. I want to say between 5 or 3 months, but you'll know by the title of the video. I'll make sure to track that. But yeah, I don't think that really matters. I think what really matters are some of the challenges I have been facing. And just to give a little recap from like the things that I was doing, so you guys are on track. Back then I was working, I was still in school, if I remember correctly, last update that I gave you guys. So I started working in a company as a test engineer. Basically it's just a QA, but whenever you hear the title of a QA, you think, I don't know, like you're just looking at things, which I am, but we are also develop programs, software to run automations. So the application are running as expected. So for anyone that is not familiar with this type of jobs, roles, you just make sure that the website is up running correctly by creating automations that simulate human behavior. Like let's say that you have a website that you can purchase a subscription. We make automation that emulates like clicks, filling the input fields, making sure that the thank you page or whatever, the last screen from the process looks as expected. That means titles, images, prices, and anything that you will see. We do automation for them, and I really love where I'm working. My team is is nice. I like them. They're very friendly, very hardworking. So yeah, I have no complaints. I feel like I've been growing there as a developer and as a programmer, just in general. So yeah, that's that. I also got married. I got a ring, and I have a kid. So that happened. All of that happened this year, 2024, and things are moving great. It's been challenging for sure, but it's one of those challenges that you really enjoy. Like yeah, being a dad, I still can't believe that I'm a father. My wife, we've been together for a while. We moved in together before we getting married, so we've been living together for a while. But I mean, she's amazing, and yeah, I don't want to make this all about our love story, but things are going well. And yeah, we also got a house. The reason I'm mentioning the house is not to brag, but since I'm gonna be talking about some of the challenges that I'm facing as a new business owner, I guess, I want to be realistic, and yeah, I mean, probably not all the things that I have are gonna be checked with you. Like, you probably have a different lifestyle, different challenges, but I'm sharing just my story. So I just wanted to share that. And what you guys can see on the behind me is a project car of mine. It's a Volvo 240. I'll show some pictures so you see how it looks, and I'll show some of the inspiration images that I'm shooting for. I'm planning to work on this car. I have my hood, like the car hood, in front of me. Yeah, I'm planning to do some paint job in this car, but yeah, so all of these things I'm mentioning because they are playing a role in my life, and the company is a part of my life now. So yeah, what this YouTube video or channel is gonna be is probably going to be more about challenges than tips, but hopefully you can learn from my challenges, and I would love to see participation on some of these videos, because that means if you're in a better place and you have faced some of these, people can benefit from that. So I'll try to keep an eye. I will keep an eye on the comment section, and yeah, just connect with me. I'm planning to use more X for my main public social media, so reach out in X, and yeah, let's connect. But all right, so let's talk about the company. And I'm looking on the side because I have some notes. So yeah, I didn't want to make this video go all over the place and go super long, even though it might already be a little bit long. But yeah, so let me explain my company. Like, what is this company about? All right, so the company is called Solution One. Yes, it's a Spanish and English word, and yes, I was able to register with the accent. So it has the accent on the O. But the reason why, I mean, is, I don't know. It has many reasons, but I was able to connect with the title, and I think it's showing, or at least I'm trying to show what I'm trying to do with this company. So Solution is, but yeah, solution, pretty straightforward. Juan, Solution One. I don't know. I'm trying to have a platform where you can just go and find your solution. I don't want to make the everything app, because that will be impossible, in my opinion. I think it would be impossible to have an everything app, and yeah, I mean, if there can be an everything app, then I will not be doing this. I will not be doing this company, because I mean, there's already some apps that are doing a bunch of stuff, but I think technology is evolving, and I'm gonna touch on some of those points later on in this video, like looking at where we are in technology wise. But yeah, that's the company. I want to offer different solutions. The current product that I launched that's available to subscribe or use for free is called Grocie. I'll put a link on the video. So yeah, I'm plugging my own business. But take a look. It's free to use. Basically a grocery shopping list. And it's not unique. It's not like your average shopping list. Like you can do many stuff. You can basically store your own recipes. The shopping experience is where the meat is on this app. So it has like different categories. So let's say that you wanna shop for 3 recipes, and you wanna add ingredients, but some of these ingredients are like repeated because of the other recipes. When you add these recipes, your ingredients kind of like add your shopping list kind of add the ingredients into one item, but it adds the amount. So let's say that you have milk for 2 recipes, 1 gallon and 1 gallon. If you add those 2 recipes, it will show you in the shopping experience 2 gallons. So it's pretty straightforward. You don't have to be scrolling into your phone, or if you're using a paper, which I doubt people use paper, but maybe people do. But yeah, it's trying to make the shopping experience easier, more fun, I guess is the word, pleasant. But yeah, just trying to be optimal with your time, especially if you're grinding. I mean, if you see some of my previous videos, I was grinding. I have worked in many jobs. Thankfully, I have a great job right now, so I don't have to do all those jobs, but I'm still grinding with the company, and I have bigger goals. So for all my grinders that are trying to be optimal with their time, and just, yeah, I mean, time is money. Yeah, that's how you say it. That's how it goes. Time is money. So there you go. Visit the application, take a look, and yeah, if you're interested. If not, it's cool. Let's see what else. All right, so yeah, that's one of my applications. I only have one as of now. I have other ideas for other applications, but the company is focused on improving the human lifestyle. That's gonna be the main purpose of the company. I don't know if it's gonna evolve the focus, the mission, but currently that's what I'm targeting for. And yeah, that's a little bit about the company. So I know in this video I talked about challenges, and I wrote some notes, so I make sure I don't forget some of these things which I think are important. But one of them is building a solid product. All right, sorry about that. I was having some issues with the camera. I think it's because it's too dark. It's not focusing, and it's kind of hot here, so that's probably why you see me kind of sweating. It's not that bad, but I sweat easily. So yeah, just pointing that out. All right, so yeah, I was talking about challenges, and one of the challenges is being developing a solid product. And by solid product, I just don't mean like, oh, an application that works. Like, yes, that can be part of having a solid product, but in my opinion, it goes more than that. Especially if you're trying to bring people to your team, that's gonna be important. And one of those things is like the tools that you use. I think it's very important to do your research. And I mean, I think I thought I did my research at the beginning, but hey, you learn on the way. I decided to go with Angular. That's Angular for my front end. That's a front end framework mainly. And for my back end, I was using Express and Postgres for my database. But currently, if I was able to go back and change something, it will be the front end framework, which in this case is Angular. And the main reason why is because if you are developing an app, you might have goals or expectations of moving your application to be accessible everywhere. I was familiar with web development before, so that's why I decided to go with this framework to make a web app which was accessible to everyone. That was my thought process, at least. Like everyone has internet, everyone is able to access it, and so on. But it was on my mind to bring a native app, like an application that can be downloaded via the App Store or the Play Store. And that's some of the feedback I've been receiving, like, oh, what do you think this can make better? And that's some of the feedback that I hear. Like, hopefully you are able to put it on the App Store, so it's easy to download. And it's noted. But I'm the only one. I'm the only developer. I didn't mention it, but I'm the only one on the company, so I have to do a lot of these things alone. That was some of the reasons I was mentioning the things that I've been up to, like buying a house, my family. Like, those are things that take time of your life, because if you're a homeowner and you don't have enough resources to pay for services, like, you gotta do them yourself. And I've been putting a lot of labor on this house, because it was not in great condition, but I'm not complaining. I wasn't expecting for this to take that much time and energy and money. That's another thing. So I don't regret it. Definitely, I love the place where I'm staying. It has brought some challenges, but it brings me peace of mind with my family. Like, we have a roof, sorry, a roof where we can sleep calmly. That we're not gonna worry of people kicking us out. So no regrets on that, but it does take some of your time. I have a daughter, and I love spending time with her. I wish I will spend more time with her, but I also aware that I have a role in my family, and it's work, so I can provide, and that's what I'm doing. I try to make the most out of it when I'm with them. I try to go out with them often, so I think it's important to have a balanced life. Otherwise, you're gonna burn real quick. Because before I started working on this application before we had my daughter, and I was grinding. I was staying until late. The whole process before launching it was almost like a whole year, and that's because I was not just entirely working on that, but I will work on the nights. So I was able to grind there, and even when she was born, I will grind. I still grind some of those nights, not as much lately, but that's because I'm trying to have like a balanced life. But yeah, just keep those things in mind. And I know it sounds horrible, like I'm not moving fast enough, but I don't know. The main reason I decided to build this company is because it was gonna make me feel better. I was gonna do something that I don't know. I think it was gonna do it good, and yeah, I mean, the money, it's important. I wanna do it for the money too, because I'm aware of the importance of having the resources. Like, I don't have someone to hire, and for that I need money. So I need money too. I need to get the money, and that's also part of the reason, because I know it's a prerequisite of having a successful business, and I want to have a business that impacts the world. So yeah, that's that. All right, I think I went on a tangent on talking about a solid product. I know I was talking about the tools, but something else that I consider makes a solid product is supporting like your core features. And by this I mean, like, in my case, I want to have an application where people can register. It's a subscription-based app, so people needs to pay, and it's a little bit complex, even though it's like a straightforward task. In terms of the logic of the app, it's kind of complex in my opinion, at least for me. And all of these things I was kind of doing as they were coming, so I didn't have a plan. And those things are gonna be important because you need to know like which services are you gonna be using. I mentioned about registering. That covers the topic of authentication and authorization. Payment wise, you gotta have a service or some type of way where you can collect those payments. In my case, I'm using Stripe, and I think it's gonna be a challenge once I start doing native apps. I know that I mentioned I'm doing a web app, but once I start to implement native apps or work on that, I know that like Android and iOS work differently with payments, so that's gonna be another challenge that this time I'm gonna do my homework and plan so it's easier. And about the logic, man, I kinda did a diagram. I mean, you can never prepare 100%. I think that's a reality, at least my reality. You can never prepare 100% because initially I did drawings of how the app was gonna look, but when I was developing, like those things were looking differently. So I don't know. When planning, at least like the logic and the layout, I think you gotta be a little bit flexible because, or you know what, I don't think that's good advice. If you're flexible, you're never gonna finish because you're gonna be changing. So if anything, I take that back. I think you gotta be sure. You gotta know what's your MVP, most valuable product. So just get some of the core features and go from there. And I don't think your MVP has to be launchable. If anything, just something that works. And by that I mean like it has the core features, like in my case authentication, payment, and some logic that covers at least a happy path. So yeah, when I guess a tip that I will give here is when you're doing that, make sure that if you're a developer, make sure that you define like how each table is gonna look, how do they relate to other tables. When you click certain buttons, where are you expecting things to move? Like the things that you're gonna be storing, keep always in mind which data you're gonna be able to pull. Don't be like me where you will think, oh, I can pull this information from the data, I already put it there. But silly me, like I did there's so many tables that I have. It's not so many, but I have a few tables, probably like 10 tables. And yeah, some of this data is there, but they're in different tables, and pulling and collecting the data so you get exactly what you want, that can be a challenge. So always keep that in mind when you're creating these flows, defining your own tables, because maybe you can optimize them right there instead of doing it later on like me. And yeah, so those are some of the challenges regarding features. I think another challenge for a solid product is having a well-rounded product. And by well-rounded, I mean I know that I mentioned like converting this application into a native app. Like, keep that in mind. If I was able to go back in time and choose my framework for, like, change a framework or do something differently, it will be my front-end framework. I will choose something different. Like at this point, I think I'm planning to use native React, and the main reason why is because apparently that framework covers multiple platforms and you only have one code base. So that means that the changes that you make are gonna be mainly in one place. I was hearing that, or I was seeing that you might do specific logic for specific devices like Android versus iPhone or maybe web apps. But in general, I think everything is gonna be in one code base, and I've been researching that path. I don't know if I'm gonna follow that because I wanna prioritize my list, and unfortunately, I don't have something planned in terms of how to prioritize. But probably in the next videos, I'll talk more about that if I figure it out. Other things to think about, I guess this is kind of like falls into the same category of features, but I put it in the well-rounded app. Is real time. My application utilizes that feature of having real time, and for this one, I'm using sockets.io, and yeah, that's basically so when two people are picking on the same recipe, if I check an item, the other person sees that update, and that was a challenge. I feel like I'm gonna have more challenges once I move to native because it's gonna be a different framework, I think. All right, the next thing about another challenge that I have faced is setting the business entity. I don't know if people, this is how they usually do it, but the reason I did it this way is because I was serious about this business, and I'm serious about growing this, and I wanted to do it right. And I mean, if you know a little bit about businesses, you know that they need to be registered, right? So I was debating between having my business registered as an LLC, as an Inc., or as other type of organization. But I went for LLC apparently because it's easier if you're gonna be just one person. You can always in the future convert it into an Inc. You will have to pay. The way that I did it, it was through a lawyer. The focus is on this type of subjects, and I pay like 1,200, I think, for this. So if you're interested, that's usually like the price. I know that there's other ways that you can do it, but I don't know if those are legit. I think you can do it for $100 or something like that, but I don't know. I went this route, so that was one of the things that I did. Another thing is setting a bank account, and in my case, I needed to do that because I mentioned that I was gonna collect payments, and I was using Stripe. And Stripe, if you're gonna collect payments, they require you to have an account, a business account. So that was the reason I went ahead and did it. I think it was free to make your business account in the bank. I used Chase, but I think you gotta do a deposit of 400. But I think the reason why I did the deposit of 400 is because I'm lying. I think it's 2,000. You needed to do a deposit of 2,000, and I think have a balance of at least 2,000 for 3 months, so you can get $400, and that's the main reason I did it. I put 200. I thought, it's gonna be a quick return, so I did it that way. But yeah, I don't think you gotta have any money, but you do have to have a business register, and for that, that's why I talked to the lawyer. Also, something that they requested from me was the employer identification number, EIN. I think that's how you spell it, and it's basically the social security of your business. So that's something else that I had to do. And some of the challenges regarding the business entity is that where you're gonna be working. I mean, if you're like me, um, this product can be accessible to anyone. So that means that it can be accessible to people in Europe. And if you're not aware, people have different laws in different places in terms of technology. So I know that at least for Europe, you gotta show like a consent type of notice that you're collecting data if you are. Um, and you've probably seen those, like if you're using a VPN and you select Europe country, a European country, and you go to YouTube, you will see some of these things, or even Google. But yeah, those are things that you need to do. Otherwise, you're gonna get penalized. How? I don't know. I wanna follow the rules. But yeah. All right. So that has to do with the business entity. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was the post-deploy bleeding money. So yeah, I don't know how you're gonna, if you're planning to deploy an application, but at least myself, I'm using like web services. To be more specific, Amazon Web Services, and those require money. So if you're gonna be running it on an EC2 instance or some other type of server, then you're gonna have to probably like pay for them. And also, I was doing some ads once, because I registered my application once I had like basically the MVP, so I was ready to market it. And I created a business account in X, which basically is like $200 per month. And I think there's an offer right now where you can get $200 in ads too. So that's why I went that way. And also because you get like the certified check mark and all of that. So I think it makes my business more genuine and serious. So just in money per month, I'm bleeding like 400 around that. 200 for the X, which by the way, I was bleeding. I'm not gonna bleed more because I canceled my business account on X. I was promoting some of my videos, but I'll talk about that probably in this video or another video. But getting clients is or not clients, but getting customers is a challenge. So I can say, since we're talking about challenges, yeah, marketing your product, that's gonna be a challenge. And I heard that before. I heard that having the product is, developing the product is as important as marketing it, and that's true. Because even if you have a solid product that is working, you need to get exposure. And I'm planning in the future to become more of an influencer and utilize the product by making videos of how to use it and showing cool stuff. Because I think this application is cool, so I'm gonna make cool stuff with it. But yeah, that's another challenge. That was not on my list, but it is a challenge. So yeah. All right. I think I didn't finish the bleeding stuff, but yeah, bleeding. The other 200 is on the web services. So I have two environments, one QA and one production, and it's a weird setup. I have a backend instance and a front end instance. So multiply that by 2, since I have two environments. That's like 4 instances, and that's bleeding. I'm bleeding money. I'm bleeding like $200 per month. And if you're not making any revenue, you're gonna feel that. And if you have a family and you have reparations on the house and you wanna work on things like your cars. I don't think I mentioned that. Oh man, I didn't mention that. But yeah, this car, long story short, I still need the money, and $200 are $200. All right, so what else? Another challenge, I would say, is bringing someone to the team. And I don't know, like I guess I put a phobia developed by Hollywood movies. And the reason why I put that is because you probably seen some of these movies in Netflix where, like, I think it was the Mark Zuckerberg Facebook thing where I think he kind of betrayed his co-founders, and there was a lawsuit and all of those things. And I mean, I think this company is gonna grow. It's gonna grow big, but I don't want to make those mistakes. I don't know how often they are, but at least I've heard those even in small businesses, like people that I know. They have had some issues with co-founders, so I don't want to have those type of issues yet, especially since I'm started. I don't want to make that a reason for the business to die. So that's something that I'm a little bit afraid from. So that's why I will go to someone that. That's why I will go to someone that knows, like, how to do that properly, like a lawyer, do all the paperwork and everything. So yeah, that's a challenge. Another thing is I don't know, like money. I mentioned that money is a challenge. I'm the only one. I don't have extra income to pay someone else like what they deserve. So yeah, that's the main reason I'm doing it myself. And the so yeah, you might be thinking, so why don't you get like another co-founder and do it like for free? Everyone gets a percent. I don't know, like to be honest, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right because I've been working on the application. The application is already working. Obviously I need to focus more on the marketing stuff, but I don't know, I have a hard time, like, I don't know, with coming with a reasonable offer. Like, I don't want to do 50-50 because I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair, especially if the app is already developed. So also you want to find someone that is willing to join the company and work basically for free. So I don't want to screw someone either. It's not like, oh, I want you to work for free and don't get anything. No, I'm not in that boat either. But I think I posted a job opportunity where I talked about compensation, or having an agreement once we reach certain amount, like, you'll get all of that. But I'm flexible, so I'm still looking for someone. I was looking for a React Native developer, but now that I mentioned the marketing thing, I'm also going to be looking for marketing, even though I don't know how comfortable I feel because I have some things in mind to develop. So I don't know. I don't think the app is solid as I would like it to be. So that's why I feel a little bit worried of promoting it to a lot of customers and then getting like complaints that the app is not 100%. But probably that's something that I need to work on and kind of like overcome and be okay. Because I mean, if you work in this industry, you'll know that no app is perfect. Applications always break. Even Facebook breaks. So I mean, I think I'm putting the bar too high. All right, feelings. So what are my feelings? Especially in this year, 2024. If you're on top of what's going on, which I'm not, but I try to. There's a lot of AI going on, a lot of new products that can do a lot of stuff. Like ChatGPT, you can literally have a conversation and tell it to write code for you, to write a recipe. You cannot tell it to pick your groceries yet, but those thoughts were and have been in my mind. But I think there's still room, and I feel like this is the perfect moment for people to jump. Don't get discouraged. I'm definitely not getting discouraged for that reason, but don't get discouraged. I mean, there's gonna be new tools too to utilize. So just look at that. If you have tools that were not there before, that means that you can make products that were hard to develop before, and that's the way I'm looking at it. So yeah, I'm not worried about AI. I have played with it with the API, so I'm sure that there's not gonna be a lot of, I don't know, there's gonna be a lot of competition, but I'm not worried about that, to be honest. I feel like applications can be enhanced with AI. I don't think it's gonna be a replacement for all these applications. I think if anything, it's gonna make applications better. So I don't know. I'm trying to think about an example. Like, I don't know. I wanna say the AI is kind of the equivalent of a car when they were introduced, or phones when they were introduced. Yes, they got rid of a lot of things, but they also open an opportunity to new stuff, and I feel like this is exactly the same. Obviously not the same opportunities, but in terms of opening new opportunities for people. So that's how I'm feeling. So another of the feelings that I've been having is I guess the imposter syndrome. Like you feel like maybe the app or what you're doing is not that impactful or worth it. And if you're not familiar with imposter syndrome, it's basically that you don't belong because maybe there's better people or people doing better job than you. But I don't know. I've been always confident of myself, and I truly believe that if you keep trying, you're gonna move forward no matter what. As long as you keep an open mind and always try to learn from your mistakes, I feel like if you have those two things, you can go anywhere. And so far, it has been working for me. So yeah. I do worry about, oh, is there even an audience for me? Like, do you think people are gonna be using it? And my number one customer is not really a customer because she's not paying for it, but my supporter is my wife, and I've been getting a lot of ideas from her. So she's been using it, and I noticed that it makes things a little bit easier for her when picking the groceries. And I have tried it myself, and it is easier. So just be realistic and real with you, but yeah, as long as you keep those things in mind, just keep working on that. And yeah, talking about wife and family, yeah, those are also things that are part of my that are in my thoughts, that make me that affect the way that I feel. And I guess you gotta have a balanced life. Like again, the reason why I'm doing this company, is because I want to make an impact, and basically I want this business to make me feel better about myself. And that being said, family also makes me feel good. So just having a balance between your family, your business, and also some you time, I think it's important. This YouTube channel is gonna be like an example of me time. I don't know, like I wanna use this also as a therapy to talk about some of my issues. So you guys are my therapist, but I hopefully, I don't know, just have a balance. Just try to break the cycle, because I know we live in hard times, especially in this year 2024, where prices are super high. Like I know things get hard, but I mean, don't get influenced easily by what's going on social media. Like, there's always gonna be bad things happening and good things happening, and it's up to you. There was this image where there's like two people in the bus. one has a bad view and the other one has a really nice view. I think that's life. I think you choose what to focus on, and it's not like being ignorant or being what's the other word, like responsible, I guess. But it's just being, I don't know, like you is deciding like what you wanna focus on and enjoy. Life is short. If you have close ones that have died young, like you probably come to these realizations where you notice that we're mortal and we can die any day. Not to sound depressed, but I mean, let's keep it real. So just live one day at a time. Sometimes I don't feel like working on this company, and I think it's cool. I mean, my wife is cool with it. I'm cool with it. My family is cool with it. That's the only people that you should care about, like the people that care about you. So just take it easy. Like, it's not a race. I know that sometimes we get the influence by social media that these people are making 5K a day, which is ridiculous. Maybe they are, but it's ridiculous that they promote that even though they know it's hard or almost impossible. But my point is, just enjoy. Like, do one thing at a time. I mentioned that I'm doing these videos, but I'm planning to post other stuff, probably one here and there. I'm planning to post. I really like cars. I really like cars, and not the expensive, extravagant cars, but I like cars that are modded. Like, I was not born, but raised, but in that era where we watch movies like Fast and Furious, and I used to like those cars. Like, and I'm not planning to do something crazy like that, but I want to work on my cars. My dad is a mechanic, so I guess that has influenced my life on seeing how like doable is to repair your car and make I don't know, upgrades. And you have YouTube, so on those videos, even though sometimes they make it too easy, at least I don't know, at least it gives you hope to do it. And I don't know, I like cars, so I'm planning to work on my cars. I have a Volvo 240 1999, and I have also a Corvette 1979. It's the C3 with the rear chill like bubble, because there's like 4 different types of C3s. I got the 79, so just look at it. I'll post an image. But yeah, I was talking about my feelings, and yeah, just have a balanced life. I guess that's what's gonna make things easier and more enjoyable. All right, so and I know that some of these things kind of overlap, but I just put titles. The next title is how to keep going. I mean, I cannot touch on that about family. They are the ones that only care about what you do, and it's surrounding yourself by people that care about you, and getting away from the people that you feel like they're not good for you. They're holding you back. When I was younger, I moved out of my parents, but I didn't move because I had a bad relationship. But I'm saying this because maybe some of you might be having a hard time where you guys are living, and even if you're not, sometimes pushing yourself, especially if you don't have responsibilities like I do now, I think it's the best moment to do it, because you learn a lot. You learn a lot of living by yourself, taking on challenges, and not just living by yourself, just taking on hard challenges, especially if you're young, because you're gonna be able to go back. Those things are gonna make you. It's gonna make your character like stronger, and you're gonna learn one thing or another, even if they're not directly related to what you're doing now. Some of those things come, and I don't know. It gives you perspective. it's gonna probably make you cry. At least I cry when I was living alone, but yeah, I mean, it puts you in a hard position, and whenever you're in a hard position, that's when you realize that it feels good to be in a better position. So it's kind of obvious, but I think it has a meaning for those that know what I'm talking about. So yeah, take it slow and enjoy, and that's what I'm doing. So I haven't worked on my app for the last week or even more, but that's because I was burning out. Actually, I lie. I think I worked 4 days ago. Kinda. But yeah, take it slow. Alright, guys. I think that's everything that I have. Sorry if it was a little bit long, the video, but I just wanted to get going. Leave some comments if you're in the same boat, or I don't know, I just want to make conversation. I want to grow this channel so I can have also more reach, and I also want to learn from you guys. So I don't know, like, leave questions. Maybe some of those things I need to ask myself, and you can bring them up, and I can be your your, what's it called? I don't know what's the word, but I can be the person that can try those things and fail, and you can see. But yeah, my name is Juan Moraza, and see you to the next one.